Hello, hello.
This is Samuel.
I'm Samuel.
Tell them a bit about yourself.
I'm a product of Buddy Bro Francis.
A
You
product.
know, I've been to about 3 gyms in my life, and I think I've started for 1 month and then quit, and literally just been giving donations to the gym for like the next year. And I think what I've learnt over the last 6 months is having a good PT helps you come to the gym and not just be like overwhelmed by all the equipment,
Yeah.
but
So
actually
am I
approach
the
it.
good PT?
Huh?
I'm the good PT.
Yeah, you're a good
I'm the
PT.
good.
Yeah.
I'm the good PT.
So
Yeah.
that's
How
all
long
good.
did we work for?
I started. I think
What you would know the time frame.
I made the decision to come to the gym August,
Then
end of August, and I
we
think we
crossed
started
paths.
start of September,
Yeah, and then we
and
did
then we
one a
went,
week.
yeah, one session a week.
Yeah,
Till
literally 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
And then we did. It was a combination. We did one body chest. One day it was like chest. One day it was back.
Yes.
One day it would have been legs, and then
Yeah.
we did full body.
Yeah,
Different variation of full body.
yeah,
And today we're going to be doing full body.
yeah.
My chest is absolutely fried, so I'll stay light on this.
Are you still
Works
cutting?
for me. Me, yeah. I'm from the last video. I've officially hit 87.8.
Oh, that's
like
impressive,
fasted
man.
morning weight, which is watch your head when you go back, which is very, very little for me. I feel very light. Nice and slow. Watch your chin. Good. Stretch. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, one more. And then just lock it. Yeah, lock it. Go. We'll go straight to 10. Yeah. Samuel also has a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
I still don't know exactly how to explain what you do, but it's like an iPad and good information.
I
Explain.
think basically my channel is content for university students making the transition from school to uni, helping them not just memorize and regurgitate information, but like actually owning their learning. And I use things like note-taking, iPads, tech to get people in
Good notes.
and stuff like that. But
Good
it isn't just about that. It's about like bringing them up to like, here's a better version of how you can learn. So
That's a
kind of
mad
what
way
the
to
content is.
describe it.
It's like
own your learning should be
own your learning.
That
It's like,
trademark it.
it's like own your fitness or something like that.
Yeah, mine's redefine everything.
Redefine everything. Okay.
That's my one. That has always just hit home so hard for me. Yeah, redefine everything. I think because all the time I hear, oh, you're a PT. Oh, you're a PT. Oh, you're a PT. But then I physically see the impact that I'm making on an everyday basis. And it's literally redefine everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Just because you didn't get the ATAR you wanted doesn't mean you can't do what you want to do. Just because you're a PT doesn't mean that you can't make a substantial amount. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's such a broad term with specific applications.
100%.
And then that's how I fell on to actually embrace the inevitability of change.
Yes, I like that phrase too. I mean, I think my boss at uni, she's like, coming to uni is like going to the gym.
Yeah.
Just because you come into uni, just because you got a gym subscription, it doesn't mean you experience any transformation. You actually got to put the work. You actually got to put the work in.
That's a massive call
And
as
so,
well.
like, I'm a fan of it.
Is that music too loud? Is it bouncing?
It's alright.
It's
It's
I
actually
can
quiet.
tell it's loud.
It's actually quite.
I'm just gonna go turn it down.
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, not bad at all. Yeah, the music is really loud here.
It's always like that, but this is actually the quietest I've heard it.
You reckon?
Like usually it's louder.
Oh.
I think it's.
Yeah. I could honestly just train in silence. Just pure silence. Just feeling my muscles. 100%, 100%. Noise cancelling earphones.
Not really. It's definitely louder.
Oh,
What are we justifying? Lenses.
I want to die with that. Wait.
No, not you. Let me just quickly do one. I don't want to push the envelope too hard because I literally did chest yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
But we wanted to go through the full body session.
Is
so
there a reason you like angled back instead of angled forward?
Which way?
Like
How do you
you've got this angled backwards.
Because when you're doing any
Yeah.
sort of bench press, even like a freestanding one,
Yeah.
your goal is always to make like a little baby arch,
Yeah.
like a flattened out J. You want to curve back.
Okay.
So when I'm pushing forward, I don't like the idea of my wrists being in front of my shoulders.
Oh yeah.
I like being back here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always been personal
Interesting.
preference.
Okay.
And if you
So-
actually think about it, the Smith machine should be the other way.
In what sense?
This
Like
should
the rack
face
should be on the
mirror.
other side? Yeah,
that
yeah.
should face the mirror.
Yeah. Okay.
So then you would be facing that way all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be heavy.
But look at that. Look at that perfect form right there. Just post that.
That's it. Only 5 reps.
Oh,
I'm happy with that.
okay.
All right. Did you want a 15 on?
Yeah, I'll get a 15 on.
So take the 10 off. 15. Look at that. That was like a pit stop. That was pit stop speed.
Oh.
Let's go. All right. Remember, yeah? Tight from your core. Drive up. 1, 2. Less slingshot at the top. So come up and then you hit your wall. Good. You hit your wall and back down. Hit it. Down. Go. 3. 2. Big chest, big chest, big chest. Happy with that?
Perfect.
What's that? 15?
Oh.
Yeah, put the 10 back on.
Yeah, I noticed when I went to Melbourne, I barely went to the gym,
Yeah.
but I did walk 10,000 steps today. But I could actually see myself losing muscle.
Muscle?
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
lost.
not going to go catabolic that
No,
quickly.
in the sense that like if you're walking 10,000 steps every day for
What
7
happens
days.
is your glycogen stores are depleting. So you're deflating.
Okay.
Same thing as when
'Cause
you go on
I look
like,
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. Because
Yeah.
you're still depleting things out of your
Okay.
system.
Okay.
You just don't look as full.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you had gone and had some carbohydrates,
yeah.
like, excuse me, a massive meal,
Yeah.
you wouldn't feel as like,
Yeah.
I call it wet noodle.
Yeah. Okay.
You feel like a wet noodle.
Huh.
It,
Okay.
That's what it is, like you're like soggy.
Yeah. Okay.
Happens to people when they drink.
Mm.
So you drink, and then you're like constantly flushing out, because alcohol is a diuretic, and you're constantly weeing, yeah? And then you wake up the next morning, you're lean, but you're like soggy,
Mm. Mm.
yeah. And then that's why you go crave like a cheat meal, a hangover meal, the next day, and then you like puff back up.
Mm. Mm. Fair.
Same thing as when you're doing like a substantial amount of cardio out of the blue. This is depleted.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got something to say about that quickly. That's like when people go on a holiday and they say that, oh, the food over there is healthier and I lost so much more weight. But are you really losing weight because of the food, or are you losing weight because you're doing 40,000 steps a day walking around Rome?
Yeah. 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
That's just,
Because instead of eating pasta and sitting down, obviously, yes, I do believe there's a massive quality control difference between what you get here and what you might get overseas. Massive quality difference. You're eating and then you're getting up straight away and walking, and you're not doing like a 10-minute walk. You're walking. So you're utilizing everything straight away. You don't have
100%.
time to feel like soppy. Like, you know, when you
100%.
eat a heavy meal, like
Yeah.
a heavy carb meal, and you're like ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
You're utilizing it straight away.
Yeah. 100%. Like
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you've done 40,000 steps in one day instead of a week.
Yes.
Of course you're going to lose weight.
Yes.
And it's hot.
Yes.
Whereas like people go here, you do your ass in, $150 worth of sushi, and then you go sit in a cinema.
And then watch a movie.
You watch a movie, and then you go to bed.
You wanna-
Aha, science. strong. Good. Yeah, that's better. 2, 3. Up. 4, 5. Let's go. How many do you want? 8, 6. Get your wall. Don't bounce. 7. Finish it. One more. Up. And lock it. Down.
Wow.
Oh, wow. All right. We'll go chest, and then we'll go back.
Cool.
So back exercise. What's something you want to do?
You want
I want
to
to
do
do some form of row.
row and a pull-up?
We could do T-bar row.
T-bar
End.
row?
End. They moved
Have
it.
they-
They moved. No, they moved it.
Yeah, that's the T-bar row.
Yeah?
Yeah, cool.
My favorite.
What are your thoughts
Okay,
on
I need to change it. Wait.
sorry.
Yeah.
when people they're sort of fasting, and then they're starving, right? So they haven't eaten for like what, half the day. They're
Yeah.
starving. They go into lunch, and then they're overeating. You know, it's
like that's like
because the temptation is like when I tried fasting, right?
yeah.
I'm so hungry by the time it comes to mealtime
yeah.
that the speed with which I eat is so fast
Astronomical.
that I'm just eating so much in like 10 minutes, and I'm able to eat so much more. Like you don't even give yourself time to get full.
What do I think about that?
Yeah. Like, do you think it's just much better just to control portions
100%. Any day of the week.
2 hours a day?
Any day of the week. The whole point of intermittent fasting and why it works so well, other than the health benefits that you get with the plethora of information that's on the internet, such as, I don't know, they say it helps like reduce the risk of cancer. I don't know. I'm not well enough. I'm not well versed enough to speak about any of that stuff. But what I find is that people can't control their eating, so they're like, oh yes, I'm intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And the amount of food they eat is still the same. It's just you got a shorter time frame to eat it. So you're eating between 1 and say 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So by the time you eat your meal at 1 and you overindulge, you go to eat your meal at 8 o'clock, you're still full. So you're cutting down the amount of calories you're having in a day. But if you were able to just control yourself and break your meals up, and I understand some people can't, like you might be in construction, I completely understand. But in the case where you can spread your meals out throughout the day and you lack like impulse control, intermittent fasting is not going to save you. Because as soon as you stop intermittent fasting, you're just going to put the weight back on.
Yes.
Because you haven't learned any new weight management skills or healthy eating habits.
Yes.
You've just put a time restriction on the amount of calories that you can intake within that frame, bringing your overall calories down. Does that, Does that sound?
Yeah. And like as people say, finding more satiating foods in your smaller meals.
Of course.
100%.
And even my favorite, when I'm teaching clients, and people hate when I say this because it sounds so pretentious. And then I'm starting to learn that maybe I am a little bit pretentious. But if you're going out to have a burger, and say for example, 1 burger won't fill you up, you want 2 burgers. Okay, have 1 burger, but get an extra patty.
Yeah.
And you've saved yourself a whole
Carbs.
extra bun.
Yeah.
Or in my case, I go out, and I know it's not ideal, but you ask for a bunless burger.
Yeah, okay.
And 9 times out of 10, they just cut it up and put it in a plate for you. Like, I know it's pretentious,
Yeah,
but
no.
this is how you lose weight.
Fair enough.
I don't restrict myself.
Yeah.
I love eating out. Ask anyone. I eat out more than anyone. But it's like no one said that you had to eat 4 burgers. You can just have 1 burger with a few extra patties, or 2 burgers even with a few extra patties. Like, you know, you go for breakfast in the morning. Okay, get your eggs, get whatever you want. But instead of having 2 sourdough with butter and iced coffee, maybe get an iced long black. Yeah?
Yeah.
Take the sourdough out, have 1 sourdough with 1 butter.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, bang, you've cut out 300 calories, 400 calories.
Yeah.
You times that by 4 or 5 times a week,
Yes.
and you're looking at 1,200 calories over the
100%,
week.
Yeah.
Like,
But you see, that doesn't sound
that's not interesting.
revolutionary,
That's not revolutionary.
life-changing.
That's not going to get you a change in 8 weeks.
100%.
That's not going to get you a cash prize. But you're going to live long enough to see your kids grow up.
Yeah.
People don't care about that. They're like, oh, how can I get this straight away?
Yeah.
Dude, the biggest example is come to the gym, like today, 5:45 a.m. This gym, jammed. Where was everybody 4 months ago? And that's why I try to stay away from challenges. Because losing weight isn't a challenge. Losing weight is the easy bit. Putting the fork down is the challenge. Anyway.
The T-bar row, is this a back exercise purely?
Oh, this is
Sure, there's no
full body.
Is it a bit of a deadlift? Would you say?
It's fake deadlift.
Like honestly,
you're engaging your hammies.
I mean,
you're using your glutes.
I see people.
You're using your core.
I see people
do like
doing that.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that one.
Okay.
I don't know about that
All
one.
right. So it's not a deadlifting.
I wouldn't say it's a deadlift movement, but I would say that there's definitely a lot of stability going on. Yeah, perfect. So even when you're doing this, you feel your calves on, you feel your hammies are tight, your quads are tight, your core is engaged or should be engaged. There you go. If you saw the way that he did this when he started, oh mate. Do you remember?
Yeah. I found it.
Stiff-legged,
Yeah.
because you didn't have that hamstring range of motion yet,
Yes.
and you weren't understanding
I found that position itself hard
So
to stand
I remember.
in. Yeah.
so uncomfortable. Is the wind from that aircon bouncing the mic?
It's honestly not that bad.
You're the scientist.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not that
not.
bad.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I trust both your judgment, but even the music, I forgot to turn it down. Is that something I should still do?
I honestly think that's not that loud
Yeah, it's not that loud.
compared to before. Like,
When we've done it before?
we're like under it, probably.
Yeah. It's like.
You know, when I talk to a lot of friends, colleagues at uni,
Yeah.
the thing that keeps them away from the gym is this idea that when you come to the gym, you've got to sign up to this gym culture where you're wearing Gymshark, where you have headphones in your
Justin's
ears,
nodding.
where you sort of look the part, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like a gym bro? Do you know, like when you see someone, you're like, that's a gym bro. Do you
Yeah.
feel like that culture gets in the way of more people accessing the gym?
So I feel like the gym bro culture gets in the way of people joining the gym.
Or just, I call it like, you look the part when you're at the gym. You're like, oh, that person goes to the gym, you know?
Do you know what I think it is? And this is controversial. Like, do your set and I'm gonna explain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, big chest. 7, that's the one. Watch your head. 8, that's the one. 9, 10. Okay, to answer your question, spoke about this last video. People can't tell the difference between what's good and what's not.
Yeah.
So the intimidation is actually a lack of knowledge.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to boil it down to.
And so you look at someone and you
Someone
think they're
who has
really
no
good.
experience looks at someone with 10% experience and thinks that 10% is 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why people get baited into online coaches
Yeah.
that look the part. Remember,
Yeah.
confidence?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's a lack of knowledge combined with the, I'm not going to say inability to learn,
Lack of discernment.
but the lack of discernment.
Yeah. Okay.
And a deep dive on YouTube for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
you could really quickly discern
Yeah. Okay.
what's good and what's not.
Yeah.
Like reasonably quickly.
Yeah.
And I think people are too afraid to do that because the 30-second TikTok video makes you feel like you're enough. Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're on that
Yeah.
cusp
Yeah. Yeah.
where you think you know everything,
Yeah.
but you know nothing at all.
Yeah.
And then the second you hit that hour of knowledge, you realize you're in the pit of despair
Yeah. Yeah.
where you've learned a little bit and you realize you know nothing.
Yeah.
That's where people stop and they get
Yeah.
intimidated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right there in the pit of despair.
Yeah. I
But
think people are happy with 5 quick hacks on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And wearing
Oh.
your Gymshark
Any day of the
equipment, and you're like,
Any day of
I'm
the
a gym
week.
person. So
Any day of the week.
yeah.
And it's crazy to think that when I started training, and I'm not like some dinosaur,
Yeah.
when I started training, the gym was almost like, it was so cult-like.
Yeah.
I'm talking 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The gym was a cult. I told my parents I was going to the gym. My mum's like, you're a gangster.
Okay.
You're a
yeah,
gangster.
Yeah. Yeah.
My son's going to be a thug.
Yeah.
I was like, but I just want to She was like, nah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
full cult. I took a bag of protein home.
Yeah.
Can't wait till my mum hears this. I took a bag of protein. My mum was fully convinced it was steroids. Bro,
Yeah.
I was 15.
Yeah.
I bought, and I remember
Yeah.
animal protein. It was like a 20-kilo bag.
Yeah,
Came in like a
yeah.
concrete bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
My son's on steroids.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine she found out what creatine was. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was the lack of knowledge.
Mm.
So the gym now, I think it's so much more welcoming. Anyone can join.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone can join. You see people walking into the gym in stringers. Dude, that was like, no. When I was going to, you're not wearing a stringer. You're wearing a stringer because you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I'm talking 6-7 years ago when I started, like, I just was driving. You go to the gym, you're not rocking up to the gym in a stringer. You're going in a t-shirt. And if you're a jacked unit, you're taking off the t-shirt.
Yeah.
If not, mate, you're staying in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not, this is not to hate on anyone's insecurities, but I see kids in their school uniform who have gotten their sleeves hemmed and sewed tight.
Yeah.
Like, if that's not saying that anyone's accepted, anyone's accepted. Like, the gym is so welcoming. That was like a big roundabout way of saying, I think it's actually easier to join the gym now than it was 10 years ago.
Fair enough, fair enough. And I guess, you have this thing, I remember you once saying, the gym's a community.
The gym is a community.
Often it is, often it doesn't feel that way.
At one point, the gym was. Remember we talked about social settings? Was that me and you that talked about it?
Me.
And I'm going to paraphrase the shit out of this. But with as social media gets bigger, stronger, faster, we lose our in-touch belonging. Because everybody belongs online.
Yeah.
But where do you belong when you put your phone down? And that, like 10 years ago, was like clubs, gyms. There was a community.
Physical spaces.
That's why group classes became such a massive thing in the 2000s, even in the 80s. Like, go look at that video of John Travolta doing like that creepy dance. That's dirty. I don't know what movie it's from, but it was a communal space where you became friends with people. Now you come to the gym, everyone's got their headphones on, everyone's on TikTok, everyone's scrolling reels. Like, you say hi to someone, you're like, what the fuck do you want, bro? Sorry for swearing. We're losing that sense of gathering.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I plan to do with what I told you about before. You got to reintroduce it manually.
Yeah.
When before it was automatic. You signed up to the gym because you wanted to meet people. Now you sign up the gym because you're not big enough.
Similar thing happens at universities.
Yeah, at university, you could
it's
speak
like,
on that.
Have you know, as you do physiology, you've probably heard of the interstitial space.
Not yet.
So it's
Tell
like
me.
you've got cells, right?
Yeah.
Cells have fluid in them.
Yes, I know that
Between cells, there's a fluid that cells
Yes,
fit in.
yes.
It's called the interstitial fluid,
Okay,
right?
yes.
Now, in online learning, what you have is just the classroom. You show up, class ends, you leave. When you show up on campus and you've got a lecture and you've got a tutorial, class ends and you walk out with your peers, you go to the library, you go have lunch together.
Yeah.
And so the in-between
social setting.
the in-between spaces where people form connection is completely gone with online. And I think community is actually formed in in-between spaces.
100%.
And I think when you've got universities where people show up to class and they leave,
100%.
there's no room for that sort of stuff.
100.
But like, I don't know. I think
No. That is like
I like your vision of the gym as a community where connection can be formed. I don't think it always is that though.
Dude, I didn't even own a pair of headphones when I went to the gym because you just knew that you were going to meet you were going to not meet someone there, but one of the boys was going to be there and you were going to train with them. Like you just knew. And I'm not even talking that long ago. Like obviously I'm definitely generalizing.
Yeah.
And there was the cons of the gym back then being like, honestly, if you were fat, you were not going to a gym. You weren't. Like that was a pretty harsh reality. Whereas now you could be any shape, any size, any color, anything.
Yeah.
And you really are welcome to you.
Yeah.
And I would argue if anyone says otherwise.
Yeah.
That would be an internal thing, not an external thing.
3, 1, 2. Oh, I'm gonna take one off.
You do your last set and then we'll go to another exercise.
All right.
Did you trip? You should
Yeah,
trip.
I did on my phone.
Liability. But no, start again, remember? Deep breath, yes. Deep breath. Brace. You lift. You lock. You stay. And you drive. Up. Again. Up. 2. Up. 3. Tight core. 4. Squeeze. 5. 6. Finish it. Go 7 and 8. 7. Up. 8. I'm happy with that. Let's go.
Wow, I feel it in my hamstrings more than anywhere else.
All right, let's skedaddle. if you like.
Oh.
Did you just go look at the cricket?
Helen, have a
You're
look
not
at
beating
it.
the, you're not beating the stereotypes of that one, bro. You're not beating any of the allegations
Nah.
with that.
I actually support Australia though. That's the only
What?
thing.
A cricket shirt?
Yeah. I support Australia.
For what? What country?
Huh?
What country?
Australia in cricket.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Not India.
Well, I don't know, because one of my other clients wears the Indian jersey.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right. I would love to go 2 working sets laying hamstring curl, 2 working sets leg extension,
Yeah.
and maybe a leg press.
Yeah.
But all the leg presses are taken. That's why I offered these.
Okay. You want to do that instead of this? Is there a reason?
Seated?
Is there? Yeah.
Seated actually,
Just because I
based on a few of the studies,
yeah. I enjoy.
studies,
I
a
enjoy
few
this more.
studies,
Yeah.
seated is actually better than laying.
Yeah. Okay. I enjoy it more.
From what I can recall, and someone's going to correct me on this, I think it's training hamstrings in the shortened position is more effective for hypertrophy. I can quickly,
I think this gives you more of a stretch
wait.
because it
One sec,
stretches
one sec,
your
one
legs
sec,
up.
One sec, one sec, one sec. Here. Results, conclusion. Hamstring muscle size can be more effectively increased by seated than prone leg curl training, suggesting that training at long muscle lengths promotes hypertrophy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, wrong.
Lengthen.
Yeah, imagine personal trainer.
Yeah. It's the whole Jeff Nippard thing.
cut that
It's
part out, yeah.
everything's lengthened position. Stretch,
Right.
stretch. What gives you maximum stretch?
Yeah, sorry. I got them backwards. So embarrassing. Yeah, there you go. Lengthen. That looks about right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's training at the lengthened position. It's like the only phrase Jeff Nippard uses. I don't know how you lean forward. That's
Me? Yeah, I
that's-
know.
That's crazy. In a good way. In a good way. Stop.
Yeah, feet up. If you want, if you feel like that's a bit low, we can bring the back of the chair forward.
Oh, okay.
Feel safe and secure. Yeah, all the way under.
Wait, sorry.
Which part? Which part? Wait, yeah.
Just gonna make this
You
a.
gotta lift your legs.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
2. There you go. Easy. 3. Flex. 4. Yeah. See that? Up. 6. 7. That's unbelievably good form. Push and pull. Yeah. Cool. Oh. What do you
I
thinking?
think the thing no one realizes about the gym is when you're 56 and you've got diabetes and you're obese and you go to the doctor and the doctor gives you some grand plan to change your life,
Oh yeah, you can
that seems significant,
just,
right?
just walk. Yeah.
And I think what people don't realize is finding a good PT, investing in your health when you're young, like you don't see gigantic transformational like cures for anything,
Yeah.
but it's proactive, it's preventative, and actually the money you spend or the time and energy you spend into health and fitness when you're young is way more of a better investment than like leaving it till you're 56.
Oh, bro.
So like, it's
Just
just,
preaching to the choir.
yeah. But I think it doesn't seem as like when you're 56 and your doctor tells you you have to do this, you have to do it, right? Like
And
there's
still most people don't.
really.
No, 100%. That's like when the doctor says stop smoking. Dude,
Yeah,
you're like
okay.
on the brink of lung cancer and the guy's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what, bro, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're, and I realized this, like, as I approach my birthday, I can feel my brain developing. Like, it's crazy.
100%.
Dude, I can feel it. Like,
Yeah,
call
yeah.
me crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
yeah.
feel my brain developing. And you realize that you don't understand the length of life until your life starts to lengthen.
Yeah.
Remember, I still don't know if it was you. And I was like, remember a car trip when you're a child?
Yes,
what,
yes,
did you, what
yes.
did you say? Time is,
Time feels definitely
Yeah.
like it goes faster.
yeah. No, when you're older.
Yeah, when you're older.
Yeah. Because when you're younger, 1 hour car trip, you're like, bro,
Yeah.
no, my life is over. And now it's like, here to the city, it's like your morning commute.
Yeah.
Same thing as when you realize your health. The older you get, the realize like you start to, oh, 1 second. You start to realize that when you look back,
Yeah.
that small insignificant PT session could have been the catalyst for a whole different life. And you could have changed the outcome and stopped the dialysis if you had stopped drinking 20 years ago or cut down your drinks. It's not as attractive.
Yeah.
Like, bro, go get a PT and learn about yourself. It's not as attractive as join my 8-week challenge and win 30 grand and you can be
Yeah.
the best in the world and we'll post
100%.
you all over Instagram and and you're famous and you're special and you're... But like, okay, what happens after that? What happens after that? All right, you really need the whole box of LCMs? Have one. Even me, like, dude, I go to Macca's. Like, if I'm really on my last limb, or my brother wants I'll go to Macca's. Look how I'm saying, like, I'll go. Like, I'm not saying it's beneath me, but I'll go to Macca's. You take the bun off, you have the meat. Yeah, like, there's a way around everything to enjoy life. But I think people don't understand, like, just the pulling back.
Yeah.
Literally what you said, the doctor gives you some grand scheme about the mix of drugs you're going to
Yes.
use and the,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the blood tests that you need to do. And you need to measure your heart,
Yeah.
your blood
Like, he
pressure
gives you an
every day.
ultimatum. If you don't do this, you'll be dead.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize, if you don't do this, you will be dead. Like, they're just as significant. They're just as significant. Like, these early.
But it's so crazy to think you could just go for a walk. A walk. I have seen people's legs massively inflamed, and you just go for a walk. That's it. And you build up from there. It's literally, you got high cholesterol, don't worry about the drug, go for a walk. If you need the drug in conjunction with the walk, I'm all for it. And I think it's because, we're just yapping, we're not even training. I think because it's so insignificant, you play it as insignificance, but it's the same thing as investing $1 with a compound effect.
Yeah.
Your walk over time compounds into it is a catalyst for change that is
Yeah.
unbelievable. My prime example, I had one of my clients whose testosterone was so low, like the guy was almost infertile. He could not conceive.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his wife's fault, like they had known that.
Yeah.
He started training twice a week, he stopped smoking, he changed his whole life around. He got his wife pregnant, he was, I think, 42.
Yeah.
After trying for like 10 years, nothing. And be it God, it may. He changed his whole life. And like he had literally created life.
Yeah, okay.
That was one of the coolest things I was ever a part of. In the fact that he came to me in the gym and said, my wife's pregnant, and broke down in front of me.
That's pretty cool, man.
That all it took was like something in his brain to be like, I need to get fit.
Yeah.
And it was that the discourse of his whole life.
Yeah.
Discourse, is that the right word?
It's crazy, like sometimes the lowest points in your life are the ones that lead to change. So that's the other side of the story, right? It's like if change was just as simple as knowing the facts, everyone would change.
If it changes, inevitable.
But for some people, it's things have to get really, really, really bad. For some people, they have to be faced with death, severe consequences, not having a child, to instigate the change.
You want to go 1 point further?
What?
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
A tragedy is when someone knows themselves to be the cause of all the fault in their life,
Yes.
yet they choose to do nothing about it.
Yes. That's pretty sad.
And that's where a lot of people end up.
Yeah.
They can be in the pit of despair. Their kids don't speak to them. They're overweight. Their life is falling apart.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even that bad. Sometimes it's they hate their job, they hate their wife, they hate their life, they hate everything. That could be the bottom of all their...
Sometimes
that could be their pit.
they could genuinely be a victim as well because of life circumstances.
Look, I do understand.
Yeah.
And I sympathize with that. But in most cases, it's not.
Yeah.
And in the cases where people decide to willingly wallow in their despair because they get to play the victim, as someone who has seen unbelievable amount of people. After knowing someone, I can almost discern when someone's doing it on purpose because it allows them a get out of jail free card for life.
Except, yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
I would like to think that there's people out there that are unaware of it. But the crazy thing is some people are so self-aware that they willingly do nothing because it allows them to justify all the actions in their life that have led them to this point and still do nothing about it. And that is that they're a tyrant to themselves. That is terrifying.
Look what happened to your bottle. Two things after hearing what you said. Firstly, I was talking to my mum because she hurt her foot recently and she didn't like go for a walk for a week.
Yeah.
And the thing about not going for a walk for a week is your muscles actually become a bit weak, right?
Yeah.
And I can see how people who injure their legs, they're like, oh, I don't want to walk, right? And then they don't walk for a couple months. And then when they go for the walk, it hurts their legs. And then it's like, it becomes this positive feedback cycle of
positive feedback loop.
of not moving.
Yeah, a negative feedback loop. Yeah.
Negative feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
2. Do you know what I see a lot? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's perfect. 10. All right, I'm happy with that.
Cool.
I reckon we go leg extension. On that note, what I see a lot of is people not using.
I'm gonna go parallel.
You want to go? We should hold hands as well. Where are you going? No.
Huh?
No, if you want to go there, go.
No, that's good. It's
Me
good.
and you can talk through the.
We'll talk as we do leg extensions. When there's 2 free machines, you know.
Yeah, but I don't want to take 2 up and then.
True. Like if someone else wants to.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring. I like it, man.
In reference to what you were saying about like not going for a walk when you're injured, a lot of the times what I hear is a doctor or a specialist saying, don't use this, don't use this, don't use this.
Yeah.
Instead of encouraging them to train around it and giving them suggestions and ways to operate. How can I better word it? Instead of encouraging them, the client or individual who's hurt themselves, to operate around the injury, they say, stop, don't do anything. And what that does is it crushes your spirit. It creates it inhibits you from progressing in any way, shape or form. So even I've had clients that have broken one leg and I'm like, dude, just go train the other leg. Thank you. Go train the other leg. They're like, why would I do that? Well, why not? There's even a thing called cross education and that we can dive into that in a second. But why not? You got an injured arm, train the other arm. You can't stop everything all at once because of something. Unless it's life-threatening. I have to disagree a lot of the time when there are suggestions like that because you've decreased that person's quality of life. The gym might be all they have. And you've said, no, my doctor's certificate and my... But I think sometimes when you go to the doctor or something, they don't understand the real life. The gym might be all you have. A walk outside might be all you have. You gotta even when it comes to nutrition, and you're like, we have to give you some harsh diet, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna get results, but at what cost? The sneaking the pizza, like the glorified eating disorder. That's all it is. That's all I look at it as. Unless you're doing it with intention, like bodybuilding. There's absolutely no reason to stop yourself from literally. Food is all we have, pretty much in Sydney. Like outside of rock climbing and beaches, cafes is like.
Are you into rock climbing?
Me? I've been. Am I into it? No, it's extremely hard.
I find it very hard.
It is so hard.
I can imagine with your
Dude,
upper
my
body
lactic
mass,
acid,
like
you wanna laugh? The pump that I get because of the lactic acid buildup is to the point where I can't grip
in your forearms or your back.
forearms. I cannot grip anything.
Yeah, I can imagine.
you know what? When I was in construction, we used to have a thing called tradie strength, because a lot of tradies, like lactic acid builds up in the muscle, yeah? More muscle, more lactic acid, etc., etc. What you'll notice about trades is some of the smaller, physically smaller guys can outlift and outwork the bigger dudes because there's no lactic acid buildup. Same as when you're almost doing rock climbing.
Also,
Like you're building up lactic acid, but to what extent?
the reason why there is so much lactic acid is the larger your muscles,
Yeah.
the more glucose is required. So the smaller your muscles, the less energy. So you can actually run. It's like how do I explain?
Fast twitch, slow twitch.
Yeah, it's like putting 50 liters of petrol into a Corolla and 50 liters of petrol into a Ferrari, and ask them both to drive at 50 kilometers an hour, which will last the longest?
Yeah.
The Corolla.
The crawler, yeah.
Because
marathon runner.
Yeah, because
Fast,
the
slow twitch muscles.
yeah. The
What is it? Type A, type B?
Yeah.
Or type? Is it 1 or 2? A and B.
I forgot. I forgot.
Oh, come on, bro. Anatomy.
I know. I should.
physiology,
I should. It's been a little while, man. Like, I'm less in that space now. It's interesting. You know, you said you turned 25.
Yeah.
And you're like, you can feel your brain changing. I don't know if it's me turning 25 and if it's life experience, but I feel like discernment for the first time in my life is changing. Like, I'm less tossed to and fro by my emotions, and I'm able to like it's weird. The things I'm drawn to in people are no longer the super charismatic, outward stuff. It's more like, are they kind? Are they humble? Are they honest?
Are they calm?
You know, are they calm? Like,
Yeah.
do they have integrity?
Yeah.
Do they ask the question of what is good? It's those sort of things that, like, I think when you're young, you don't see them. Maybe it's life experience. Maybe it has nothing to do with 25.
No, I do. Maybe it's not the age, but I think it has to do with life experience allowing you to discern. That was loud. Life experience allowing you to discern like individual characteristics, along with the fact that your risk appetite is lower. So as you turn 25 and your brain develops, your risk appetite becomes substantially
So you're
lower.
looking to make better decisions.
Make low risk friends.
Yeah.
You're looking to make.
Yeah.
This is why they say like, oh, guys settle down after 25. It's because your risk appetite has settled down, means you're not going to speed. Same reason why insurance premium goes down. Like the day you turn 25, you lose your excess, your $1,000 excess or whatever it is on your insurance. Because it's studied that your risk appetite. So maybe there's a correlation.
Yeah.
But I've seen some dudes that are 33 and like,
enough.
like you're bro, you are underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not being rude, but there's just some people that are like that.
Yeah.
You just happen to see it more so in guys.
Yeah. Have you found as you got older, you value peace more? As opposed to
Should I get my whiteboard out?
chaos, you know?
Let me get my whiteboard. So I'll do it. I like the struggle of controlled chaos.
Yeah, okay.
I like the ability to know that I'm working on my business. That's chaotic. I don't want a relationship to be chaotic.
Everything else.
I don't want my friendship to be chaotic.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a power struggle for controlled chaos.
Yeah.
That's what allows me to drive. And what did you say just then about
About what?
you're less inclined by your emotions to make a decision? What'd you say?
Like, I'm not the emotions roller coaster that when you're young you're drawn to.
Yes.
Because that's, to be honest, that's the high of addiction. You're addicted to your phone, you're addicted to video games, you're addicted to
That's
sugar.
why people are addicted to relationships.
It's like
yes.
the sugar high, the high that you get from the anticipation of a reward, right?
Yes.
Which is a life that lacks discipline. It's a life that's chasing the wind. And like, I think right now I actually really value making better decisions with diet. Like, it actually feels good.
It feels good to feel good.
Because you realize there's one kind of good which is short term, and there's another kind of good which is like, oh, I've eaten a good meal, I've gone to the gym, I've gone for a walk. These things that they're not like, high stimulus dopamine.
Yeah.
They're just good for me in the long term.
You know what that is? Do you know what that touches on? Social contracts. So, what's the word? Nathandrol. Okay, I eat meat now, no meat later. I eat a little bit of meat now, I share with friends. Friends trust me. We go hunt together. We kill big mammoth. We save bit. We eat later. It's like your risk appetite goes down because you're understanding the long-term impact of your short-term decisions. Could you involve yourself in? That's what I think an 8-week like. That's why I'm so like, yeah, you can change someone's life, but then are you really instilling long-term habitual changes.
Mm.
It's like, yes, 8 weeks is great.
Yeah.
And then what do you do for the next 8 weeks? And the next 8 weeks? And you're lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost what you said. You enjoy making good food choices.
Yeah.
Why? Because you know the benefit of them. You've been educated enough
Yeah.
to understand, okay, I should eat this for my long-term benefit.
Yeah.
That's what happens as you age.
I mean, I think, like, I'll let you do your next set.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk as I
Anyway,
do it.
nah.
I think,
We'll probably have to finish on this, yeah.
like, we learn I feel like with our generation and younger, there's this thing I've noticed, which is we show up in the world and we feel like the world began when we were born, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that view. There's also the view that just because something is new, it's better. Like if there's a new iPhone, it's better. If there's a new paper, it's better. If it's a new piece of advice, it's better. When really, there's a lot of wisdom in things that are old. There's a lot of wisdom in things that have come before us.
So
and I
true.
think learning to see that there's more to life than just you getting what you want. In fact, there's more to you getting than you. There's you across time. There's people you contribute to. There's people you have an impact on. I think for young people, it's the world revolves around me to a bigger view of the world. I think that's maturity. It's like, I think Peterson even said, the moment you're responsible for caring for someone else, that is the start of maturity, because you can't just act in self-interest.
Well, that's the whole reason why Jordan Peterson says the hardest and best thing a mother should do is let her child go out into the world unprotected. Let's go. I have no idea what number that is. What's that, 6? 7? Keep pumping. 8, that's too light. 9, one more. 10, down. Awesome. That was really easy. That's probably a bit too easy for you.
Probably was, yeah.
Yeah, because when you let your child go out into the world unprotected, they come across things that they wouldn't usually come across. And if they come across them once, they know how to deal with it the second time and the third time. And you equip yourself with the knowledge to handle situations as they come. But children who are coddled, and by no means do I have a child. I do not know. This is a disclaimer. I haven't been a parent. I might be crazy parent. But when you let your child trip and fall, it's a lesson in cause and effect. When you let your child jump in a puddle, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think I butchered his name. He's the one that explained it. He goes into massive detail. He's like, the biggest crime is not letting your child jump in a puddle. The biggest crime is not letting your child fall over. Or because you're stopping them from learning, okay, X, Y, Z, X leads to whatever, like cause and effect.
I mean, it's also,
I jump in the puddle, I get wet.
there's a line, I think. There's the over-coddling, which is overprotection. And then there's young people thinking they know all the answers. And like,
that was definitely me,
like,
but yeah.
I think if you confront something in life that's really difficult or evil or toxic, having someone older help you navigate that. As you make a mistake, having someone older to help you make sense of it with life experience is better than having someone who just people your own age who have no experience.
Which is fair.
But like,
I 100% agree on that point.
Hygiene, man, hygiene. We gotta tell young men about hygiene.
We need deodorant.
You know,
Everybody needs 2 cans in their bag, minimum,
100%.
plus cologne. Showers, washing machines.
at university, it is like, you think hygiene is a common sense thing?
No.
It isn't, man. It isn't.
No.
Like,
No. And to be fair, most people in this gym and gym culture right now smell really good. But I don't know how you can't taste the odor that you're emitting. I'm gonna vomit.
You might just got a bit of blood from that one. Oh, definitely.
Do one more set and we'll skedaddle out of here.
What'd you do? 70? What were you on?
Me, to be honest, I was just having a yap.
Okay.
Okay. 2, go. 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. 7, 8, crank it. 9, 10, good. All right, I can't breathe.
Oh. Bro, that is.
Is that your towel? I hope so. Yeah.
I have a thing for smells, man.
Knock the wind out of me.
I have a thing for smells.
All right. What was that? That wasn't even a full body day. That was a full yap day. What did we do? We did a chest exercise.
Just call it full yap day.
Oh, well, technically we did 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises.
So that was episode 1 of the podcast.
That was episode 1 of
Full yap day.
fake training.
Yeah.
Full yap.
Yes. All yap.
We'll be here for episode 2 soon.
Yes. Thanks, man.
That was awesome. That was
Appreciate
really
it.
good. That was mad.